You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1378 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Subscribe, like, and drop us a 5-star review if you like the show. Today, we've got the classic combination of politics and hookers. Goes together like peanut butter and jelly, you know.
Sure does.
Like flies on shit.
Coffees and cigarette. Plane crashes, literal, figurative, all kinds. Old dogs, pregnancy scams, and much more. Much more. How you boys feeling today? We got all 4 hosts.
I'm jacked and juiced and ready to news.
Excellent.
Feeling good.
Good. You guys recorded the Let's Go podcast at patreon.com/hardfactor earlier today. What'd you talk about?
I haven't really come down since then. That's an energetic show, you know. Did a couple Dan Campbell impersonations.
Oh. That's
We talked about it all, Willie. We talked about it all. We talked about Taylor Swift and whether she's hot or just regular girlfriend attractive.
Best sports movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Baseball, Tom Selleck. We covered it all. Dan Campbell, the Eagles sucking, everything.
You can only get that at patreon.com/hardfactor. Send in the card tier. Also, all tiers can get in on the Fat-A-Thon. Lose weight with us right now.
Yeah.
You have until Pat submits his weight to join.
And I'm looking at that scale right now. I'll do it right now.
I like your sweater, Will. Yeah, go do it right now.
Do it.
I like
I
your
got the
sweater, Will.
Argyle going.
Argyle, yeah.
I was wondering what I was searching for the name.
Argyle.
It's a Christmas gift, and normally I'm not an Argyle on air guy, but today there was no time to change. I've been busy.
Well, it's a good combo.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Maybe I should go Argyle more often. It's just it's a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like a sweater on this show might be.
Well, it's cold out. Why don't you kick us off with the news, Mr. Argyle?
Okay, Will
You guys going nude?
Yeah. I go nude all
That's
the time, dude. I go as nude as I can go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to go nude. Well, I mean, boxers is okay.
Boxers is fine. If you're worried about a reflection.
Boxers okay. And the first story happens to be
Living on the edge of a lightning bolt, and I do not apologize for that.
Political lightning round, because there's a lot of shit going on in the political world right now. First up, it's good news. In the initial tax deal between Representative Jason Smith and Senator Ron Wyden, this is for American taxes, it includes a big buff to the child tax credit, should it pass Congress that way, which it's expected to. So nice for families.
Nice.
In just plain political news, Donald Trump smoked the competition in the Iowa caucus, Republican caucus there on Monday with 51% of the vote. That's 99% reported as we're taping this podcast. DeSantis came in second with 21%, and Haley got third, 19%. But basically, Haley and DeSantis tied, being 30-plus points behind the Donald in the first state that voted for the Republican side.
And
Yeah, but
Vivek-
what's embarrassing about that is how much time, energy, and effort DeSantis spent to essentially land right where Haley did.
You got to assume his Twitter debacle cost him 4 or 5 points.
His heel
Every
boots
public appearance
Yeah, the past
cost
6
him
months.
4 to 5 points.
His boots.
Yeah.
I think the boots, man. No, he's never gonna make it over those boots. Once they put out the high heel boot picture on the internet, he
And the laugh.
He should have resigned that day.
His feet are too
Yeah.
small. Yeah, and Vivek dropped out, and the guy who was the former
And
governor
endorsed
with
Trump.
the weird named guy dropped out, like Ashley or whatever. He's got like a kind of an ambiguous name. He dropped. So now it's like down to those 3.
Asa
It's
Hutchinson.
down to
Yeah.
Trump.
It's just down to those 3. It's really down to Haley and Trump, it seems like.
DeSantis spent and he raised some serious dough. DeSantis did, and he spent almost all of it in Iowa. Like I think they knocked on 10,000 doors or something crazy like that.
Boots to the ground.
Yeah.
He says he's not stopping. He's going to spend every dollar of that money.
Well, I mean, it's smart of
his
him
only
to
play.
anyways. Yeah, because he raised it in his super PACs and whatnot. New Hampshire is next week, and the market is open at predictit.org/promo/hard factor25. Get your first 25 match in the
Trump's
stock market politics.
Yeah. Sorry, no.
Trump's going to win. He's at 79 cents.
I'm saying Trump's in court today. Like the guy's in like 6 trials, and he's just still smoking everyone. It's ridiculous.
That's true. Well, if you want to
He's
just
in
make
court
free
right now.
money,
Nobody
you want to make free
cares.
money like Trump is while he's in court getting elected, getting the first place, then just go to that URL I listed, and he's at 79 cents. So that's boom, free.
There was an entrance poll at the caucus. A not insignificant amount of Iowans said that they did not think Trump would be fit for office if he's convicted of one of these crimes. So it's not that the entirety of the base there thinks that if he's convicted, then he'll
keep winning elections even until he's convicted of something. And then they'll see after the conviction whether or not they think it's bad enough. He's going to keep winning elections. That's a 79
like he's going to win every state that he's
Trump's base
allowed
doesn't
to
care.
be in. Yeah.
Right, and then a lot of them won't
base
care.
needs an adjustment.
Oh yeah,
Well,
extra base going on.
Yeah,
there's lots of bases going on that need adjustments. Nevada and the Virgin Islands will be after that, and then the real rubber hits the road when South Carolina votes in their Republican primary on February 24th, kicking off pretty much nonstop primaries through June, and then we'll know that Trump is indeed the candidate. Probably Trump is looking like the obvious Republican candidate so far. Like Mark said, Vivek and everybody else dropped out. Will Nancy Mace get his Veep pick? Is what I'm wondering.
Oh wow!
I'm wondering why there's.
I mean, I think so.
I'm wondering why there's not more number 2s. I saw some guy who was running as like the first potential Jewish American president on the Democratic or Liberal ticket. Obviously, it's not Democratic Party because they won't endorse him. But like these guys are almost 80, both of them. Like you gotta be
Christy Noem. That's
at
what I'm
least
saying. He's going to go with a young hot girl.
I like Mace. I'd like to work with Mace.
Christy Noem is the front runner. I think Mace is a dark horse.
Noem was in Iowa, chumming it up. I think Noem is the front runner.
Yes,
she's for sure the front runner. West,
and I like Mace.
On money favorite. Yeah,
Mace is doing some really like hoary for political stuff because if you look at her voting record and then you look at the shit that she's saying publicly,
she's been scraping and clawing for Trump recently inside the halls of Congress, and I wonder if that's an audition.
Playing drinking games, and maybe we'll get her back on the show. Who knows?
Hey, we'll see. The biggest question on the other side, though, as you guys said, bases there. Will Biden make it to the election as the Dem nominee? Will he?
No.
Will he?
No way.
You don't think he's going to make it? Well, I don't know if he's going to. If he's going to go for it again.
A lot of people are saying no.
Will he make it like alive?
What a joke that was.
No, like will he not bow out, like because they need somebody else. Because he's losing to Trump by like 7 points in polling in Georgia right now. So like every swing state, he's underwater by like close to 10 points. So the Dems are probably got to come to a crossroads. Like, hey, when we're obviously going to lose the general, what are we going to do?
No,
speaking of South Carolina, thanks a lot, Clyburn.
I mean, they did that to Bernie. Bernie would have beat Trump, but they took it away and gave it to Hillary. There's no way the Democratic Party does anything because it's such a corrupt organization. Fucking Biden gets the nom.
They
as long as he's alive.
But they probably don't think he can win, and if that's the case, then they're going to try to get him out.
Yeah, they do though.
He's going to get annihilated in any debate. It'll be funny to watch.
But neither of them are going to debate, and that's what's wrong with this fucking election.
You're saying there's not going to be a single debate between Trump and Biden?
No, absolutely not.
They won't let him do a debate. Live comments. That Ash says, should the Cowboys go back to the White House? Probably. Mason Clark says, too fucking old, man. Yeah, of all the candidates, I think. Speaking of President Biden time, he was the topic du jour at the European Parliament on Tuesday. Listen to Ireland's Clare Daly discussing his foreign policy.
The catastrophic death toll it has inflicted, Israel is losing on the ground and in the court of public opinion. There's no way that this ends that doesn't leave Israel a pariah state with occupation and apartheid on borrowed time, and they know it. So they're doing everything they can. Desperate acts of aggression to provoke a wider conflict with Lebanon, with Iran, with anybody, to draw in the US, to save them from the consequences of their own actions. And as Yemen shows, Butcher Biden is reporting for duty. With Europe's Frau genocide by his side, they are the ones who have enabled the continuation of Israeli terror. Without them, it would already be over. So take note, Butcher Biden. The ancestors of the Ireland that you claim to be from disown you. Keep our country out of your mouth. And as for von der Leyen and genocidal Germany, with your words and deeds supporting Israel in the ICJ, not in our name. The people of Europe stand with Palestine and with South Africa.
Wow.
I didn't understand a word she said, but I like her accent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least she
Biden's
does.
like a character from Gangs of New York.
Yeah,
Butcher Biden.
The Butcher Biden. It does. And
Butcher
also,
Biden.
She's kind of got a Trump thing where she gives them nicknames. Genocidal Germany. And
So yeah,
Butcher
Frau.
Biden.
Yeah, and Frau,
And
she's
yeah.
referring to Germans. So Pat is the most Irish of all of us. How you feel?
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I don't
Like she
know.
made some points?
She kind of called out America as a whole, not just Joe Biden, in terms of our
he's
foreign
the head
policy.
right now. That's
Yeah,
But it is-
yeah,
policy
sure.
for the
I don't know.
I think she should go, back to the pint and get pregnant at 16, like all the good Irish girls.
Ooh, Mark.
Oh,
A lot of them are there, probably.
Don't let
she
her
should-
hear.
be a real
You
Irish
say
lady
that.
and go.
A lot of them are there, probably.
And hit the
Speaking-
pub.
Yeah, NATO. Yeah. NATO's at the pub, lady. And speaking of European Parliament, they may just be upset, because they're right there in European Parliament in Strasbourg, France, right now, instead of nearby Davos, Switzerland, for the annual World Economic Forum. Okay, every year around this time, many of the world's richest and most influential people, many of them, gather in Davos, Switzerland. Davos, I don't know. It's basically the ultimate corporate retreat, guys, complete with private jet rides in and out. Of course, you got your fine dining, parties, booze, unlimited booze, and drugs and whatnot. They do they give out shroom samples and
The
stuff.
hookers are plenty.
Yes, taxidermy parties with animals shooting lasers out of their eyes, and of course, a flock of high quality and discreet hookers that flock to all the nearby hotels for a lucrative workout every single year for the near 80% male conference. Okay,
Well,
so
they're
it's
not
It's like the
80%.
Super Bowl every year.
They're not that discreet, Will, because they ran their mouths when we're talking about it.
Well, they don't just talk about it, Mark. It's legal in Switzerland. So there's apps. You can literally go on the apps, see who's working in Davos right now, see their prices. It's all out there to see. You can't see their clientele, but they're busy if there's that many in Davos. Our guy Mooch goes there all the time. It's just a booze and drug fest for the richest corporate and government dudes in the world. And this year's theme is
Sounds
rebuilding
fun.
trust. What?
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
It does sound fun. This year's theme is rebuilding trust after COVID, spending, and hyperinflation have struck the globe, thanks to many of those same people at the conference. And in fact,
When the hell is this conference going to end so I can get to my whore? It's one of those.
Yeah, no, that's a
those
lot of them are
conferences.
thinking that. A lot of them are thinking
Yeah.
and they're dealing with the consequences of the overspending, the hyperinflation themselves. The cost of a high-end hooker for the night has jumped from $2,500 per 12-hour session in 2023, according to a German escort named Liana, to a whopping $3,300 a night, according to a recent review of all the legal sex apps in Davos this week. It's like a 30% inflation in a single year on the high-end escorts
Good for
in
them.
and around the World Economic Forum, and it's tough.
Good for them raising the prices.
Pussy inflation. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
People
tough for
will still
everybody.
buy it. It's like, it's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those recession-proof things. That
True, but it's no wonder they need to rebuild trust. Nobody can afford their products. They're even having to spend 30% more on high-end hookers. Anyway,
Right.
they say if you go to Davos, you may find out that the world's elite aren't quite as smart as you thought they were. But hopefully they were smart enough to bring their hymns with them for the after-hour activities.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
confident in the office, at the dinner table, and even on the dance floor, but can you keep it going when you get back to the bedroom? With hymns, you can get access to medications to ensure your ED gets treated so you can keep the confidence going all night long. HIMS provides access to clinically proven generic alternatives to Viagra and Cialis, up to 95% cheaper, with options as low as $2 per dose. The process is simple and 100% online. No uncomfortable doctor's visits. Answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option for you. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free and discreet packaging. No insurance is needed. Pay one low price for your treatments, online visits, ongoing shipments, and provider messaging. HIMS has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, so if ED is getting you down, it's time to change that. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/heart. HIMS.com/hard factor. That's HIMS.com/hard factor for your personalized ED treatment options. HIMS.com/hard factor. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
$2 a pill. Those prices haven't gone up, thank God.
No.
One in
that's
Davos, you know.
Yeah, one in Davos. Okay, I have a couple updates for you from huge stories we've covered recently. Well, one update and one new one that is just not onto the horrible January Japan's having. First up, you're not going to believe this, but Bobi, the 31-year-old Portuguese dog that looked like he was about 9 in his Guinness World Record picture when they said he was 31. Remember Bobi?
And not a speck of gray on his face.
Yeah.
That dog's 31.
We were all like, no way. Yeah.
Remember him? He recently passed away and was officially the oldest dog in the world by multiple years. You see, that's his certificate handed out in January of 2023 for the world's oldest dog. His owner, because he was by multiple years the world's oldest dog. His owner claimed that the Portuguese sun and the quaint hillside farm town he lived in, food,
Real food,
real food, non-processed food. That was what did it. That's what got him to 31. Turns out, as we called it and covered it a month or so ago, the guy was fucking full of shit. Had nothing to do with the Portuguese farm town. Because after an investigation, the Guinness Book of World Records has suspended the title of world's oldest dog from Bobi because Bobi was really Bobi 2 or 3, just a completely different dog that was nowhere near the age of 31.
Total con. It wasn't a con about the food. It was just a con. It just wasn't even Bobi 1.
Wasn't even the right dog. And then you could see
Bobby's kids. Yeah.
Last time I covered it, we brought up the original Bobi, and it was like a completely different dog, different color, different face. But
where does someone get off doing this? Like, why are you going to do this? What does he get from
did
it?
he make any money? I was going to say.
No. The owner is just a complete lunatic that probably causes all sorts of issues in that small farm town, because if he's willing to lie about the dog's age, he's probably willing to steal your crops and fuck your wife, is my guess.
Probably.
You know?
Right.
He made people reprint articles. So
people are just probably not terrified of this guy in that town.
Where does someone get off doing the research to prove this guy wrong? I would say on the other side.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
that's what I did.
It's the Guinness book.
I did a clip on this, and I was like, look.
But the Guinness, they got fooled already.
We should just believe it, but well, no, yeah.
They did their diligence. Guinness did, and they got it wrong
because they put the story out, and everybody was like, "Are you fucking kidding? Guinness Book, this dog is obviously not 31," and they were like, yeah, maybe not." So,
Mr. Guinness, if you're Mr. Guinness in the Guinness boardroom, you say we could go and overturn it and make everyone question all of our other rulings, or we could stand by it steadfastly.
this one was so.
You need to if you work at Guinness, you need to fire the moron that said, "Yep, Bobby's 31."
Right.
It's
so obviously not correct.
How many records are incorrect? If that was even I bet half of the world records are full of shit. Anyways, what we do know is that poor dog was made to take photo shoots and was lied to by someone that should have known better. And if your little Portuguese village you brag about so great, why do you need to steal that award from some other liar like Australian cattle dog Bluey, whose liar of an owner got it on record that Bluey lived in Australia from 1910 to 1939 and died right before his 30th birthday. Sure.
Well, Bluey,
I know why.
Bluey has the show named after him, though. So I mean, that's
sure.
Great show. It's a tourist thing. This makes a lot more sense to me now. Small town in Portugal. You want people to come. You're looking for anything. You're sitting there. How do we get more tourists in post-pandemic? That dog kind of looks old. And this,
a 31-year-old dog would bite you, dude.
I think this was a tourist.
What
spot?
else could it be? What else could it be? Why else would
The
you
idea of a madman.
Yeah, it's a madman.
Sure.
It's a madman.
It's a guy that needs to be worried about this
attention.
town.
It's both.
Yeah,
Both.
it's madman.
I mean, it takes fucking effort to call Guinness on the phone, and I'm sure they're apparently. I would think that they're litigious. I guess not if they fucking approve Bobi, but like
People will murder people for fame, Pat. This guy just made up an old dog.
Yep. It's
Right.
true. He's just a lunatic. But
also, to Pat's point, he's trying to drum up interest in his rustic town that he credits for giving the longevity to the dog. So it's like
they do have
it's like a
craziest...
Waking Ned Divine situation. I think the town's in on it.
Sure, but they do have a craziest man award. The craziest man in the world lives there, so they could get that record.
He hatched the scheme. The town was like, "Okay, it's
Town just
nuts."
kept their mouths shut because they were scared of him.
Yeah, let's let him do it. Exactly.
Well, he's the oldest.
hurt
Huh?
us.
Okay. Good. That's good. That's great. That's good.
By the way, the top 4 all had dirty, rotten liars for owners. The top 4 oldest dogs, as they all were 27 or above years of age and larger breeds. A 27-year-old Labrador Retriever named Adjustant in the UK that conveniently lived before World War II, which probably had something to do with his owner's insanity, and then survived until the Beatles became a hit band. I don't fucking think so. A Labrador.
They adjusted his birth certificate. It sounds like.
Exactly. Maybe number 5, looking at the list, is legit. A 26-year-old Shiba Inu named Pazuki from Japan, because it's a little dog that can live a while. And they're also pretty honorable in Japan.
Japanese,
And they wouldn't lie about something like that. Which
they live
takes
longer
us,
over there.
Exactly. It takes us to our second story.
Wait, you think that you're telling me here that Bluey, you're not buying that in Australia?
No, I don't buy the 30-year-old Bluey in Australia. No, from 1910 to 1940. No. Japan is having a shitty January. Earthquakes on New Year's Day, and then again the day after, a plane collision at what used to be rated the safest airport in the world in Tokyo. Happened a few days after that, when a commercial plane landed on a Coast Guard aid plane set to help earthquake survivors and did this to it. Well, it happened again. Another plane collision in Japan, guys.
That's terrible.
Didn't Will just share an article that they're going to be hiring air traffic controllers with mental disabilities?
With eyes?
Are they testing it out over there?
Air traffic controllers that aren't blind?
No, that they're like a little
They
slow.
have
I
like
think.
mental issues. No, like,
no,
like
the mental issues.
anxiety and stuff. You want an anxious controller?
Put him on the night shift.
No, don't go. No, go. No, don't go.
No training.
Yeah, this could be the pilot program. Wes.
Put him out there. I want to see if he's a natural. I got a feeling he's a natural.
This time, a Korean Airlines plane came into contact with a Cathay Pacific Airways aircraft at New Chitose Airport on Japan's northern island of Hokkaido on Tuesday. The Korean aircraft hit the Cathay plane during pushback when it slipped on a bunch of snow, and then this happened and it damaged the plane. Luckily, the 280 people on board were fine. They're all
didn't
good.
burst in the flames.
No
like the last one?
no flames like the last one. And knowing Japan and their pride, they're hurting right now, and they're going to jump all over the fact it was a Korean airplane that did this. They love to jump down Koreans' throats for being dum-dums. Korea, both south and north, is like our Poland for idiot jokes for them. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No quicker way to bond with some Japanese businessmen than to work a 13-hour day where you lock in some huge deals, then go get hammered at a strip club with them while you pepper them with Korean jokes.
Yeah, Korean or Thai jokes.
Yeah.
Things aren't going so well. Better
Friends for life.
stop the Korean jokes. Something we can all relate to. Hold on. A plane can't go in reverse, Mark. It doesn't have a reverse gear. It has to be towed. It has to be fucking towed by a vehicle. This is really on whoever was operating the tug vehicle. It sounds
I don't know
like.
what pushback means, pushback.
Well, and I think the controllers, right? Because they're supposed to be instructing when people pull in and out, right? So
right.
Yes.
If they had a plane coming down the tarmac or whatever, and then the other one's pushing out at the same time, like,
I'll put it like this, Mark. If a plane were a guy, right, and was having sex, it could never have sex alone. It'd have to have a buddy there, right, to pull its waist back, and then the plane would shove its waist forward. It's a two-man operation.
Like a bed shaker for the Mormons.
Yeah, pull its waist back, and then the plane would shove its waist forward.
Yep.
You never had a pushback during sex? Just pushback.
Yeah, you can do that, but a plane can't. Needs a buddy.
Okay. All right. Well, look, as you can see, I'm wearing an Eagles shirt, and if you're an Eagles fan like me, you might need to talk to somebody today. Hell, most people need to talk to somebody about something. Yeah. Times are tough out there. We're getting old and fat and poor in some cases, but I've generally been a happy person, and I want to stay that way in 2024. Around New Year's, everyone gets obsessed with how to change yourself, and instead of just expanding on what we're already doing right. Like, I've got a relatively clean house right now this year. I'm doing dry January, taking vitamins. I
started wearing Argyle sweaters.
That's right. Well, we want to keep crushing it. Wes, quit smoking. Pat's base is even bigger. I want to keep crushing it in 2024. And with Betterhelp, I can get help learning positive coping skills and can set boundaries. Betterhelp empowers you to be the best version of yourself. Betterhelp, who is the sponsor of our show today, it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. For anyone out there who is thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. And for those who haven't started thinking of starting therapy, think if you should think about starting therapy. But the answer will be
think
yes.
about that.
Right.
Right. Think about that.
It helps.
It's
really good.
entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor. Thank you for sponsoring the show today, BetterHelp.
So if you hear me coughing on the pod so much, it's my lungs cleaning themselves. That's what happens after you quit smoking. Your lungs start
Celia.
Congrats, Wes.
Yeah.
Just
Congrats,
adjusting. Yeah.
He's
Those are coughs
2
of
weeks
joy,
in, all of a sudden
everybody.
he's an expert.
Well,
I read up on it. 3 weeks in, by the way.
I think the cough is just to remind us that he's quit smoking. It's like a self-brag.
Yeah.
It's like a defense mechanism.
I was
good.
giving quitting smoking
Show off.
advice.
Yeah.
I'm golden. I can already tell. Not going back.
You have
Guys,
any cigs in the house, though?
He's
No, I
saying
don't.
things to guys like
No.
back when I used to smoke. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
nope.
He's sending you articles about like cancer rates and stuff.
You'll see. I'll be talking about this. I'll give you my next update at 3 months. Guys, if you were down on your luck and an Indian man, and one day you were on Facebook, came across a video from a company called All India Pregnant Job Service, which promised you money and lots of it, and all you had to do was get a childless woman pregnant, no strings attached. You just knock her up. You don't have to be a father, get paid, and off you go into the night. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
You get paid to nut in a chick.
Yeah, it's like sperm donation, but into a vagina instead of a cup.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
the best. That's the best receptacles. With
You
no
look at your
repercussions.
trash can and see all your free nuts that you did,
Yeah.
not making you money.
Right?
Dude, this is like a human stud farm. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
be a stud.
Yeah,
Like-
you're a stud. You're like
Yeah.
a bull.
I'm a skeptic, so I'm always a why me guy, right? I'm always why would this opportunity be
me
coming
out.
to me in this way? That's
Well, if the gentlemen had thought a little bit like you, Pat, they wouldn't be in the pickle they are. So many men saw the video. They couldn't contact the job poster fast enough, and soon learned that when it sounds too good to be true, it generally is, right? So, yeah. Like, wait a minute, you, what are you telling me right now? You're telling me you're going to pay me to have sex with a woman, get her pregnant, and I can just leave on my motorbike into the night? Nobody's going to follow me? I can kiss you right now.
I can kiss you right now. Yeah.
Kiss you right now.
It's a sweet deal, dude.
Yeah, a good deal. So, as you might have guessed, it was a well-coordinated scam preying on one of the most gullible demographics out there: horny and broke men. Right? That's you can fool a horny and broke man pretty easily with some pussy and the promise of money just to have sex with it.
This is gonna get a lot of guys. Yeah.
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 So this is
Me?
from the yeah. You want me?
makes sense.
My lucky day.
I always
So-
knew somebody wanted to stud me out. Like that's some of those
Right.
guys are like like it confirms, like they're like, yep.
Oh, and wait do you hear what they were
It's
willing to
coming. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you hear what they were willing to pay these guys? These guys are such morons. So they said that there's
Better sign up
hundreds
before it gets too full.
You just have to send us $10,000,
Yeah.
and then
or the
we'll
pot
send you
gets too
15,000 back.
going to
Yeah.
dilute the pot. So they said hundreds of men were gullible and got fooled by this scam. And here's how it worked. A lot of people wouldn't talk to the police, the cybercrime unit, who was
Oh, yeah.
in charge of this, because they were
embarrassing.
ashamed,
Yeah.
or they had wives and didn't want their wives to find out that they were going to be, try to get some woman pregnant for money.
This is a great
But-
scam to not get people to tattle on you.
Yeah, but one man named Mangesh, he was willing to talk because he was just so distraught about what happened to him. He had to get the word out. He said that this guy that he called Sandeep Sir, he called and he told him that he would be working for a company.
I'd call him sir too if that was the offer.
Yeah,
Sandeep,
exactly. Yeah.
sir.
Sandeep Lord, yes.
Oh, I am in it, Sandeep.
King.
Yeah, Sandeep King. Where do I need to be? Mumbai. I'm getting on my motorbike right now. So they said they said a company in Mumbai, and that once he signed up, he would be sent details of the woman that he would have to impregnate. So here's how it worked. They offered him half a million rupees, which is $6,000. That's almost, and this guy's making less than $200 a month, like doing labor. So $6,000, and he's like, oh my god, my life is, I'm a millionaire. So then
Couple years salary for this dude.
3 years salary, yeah.
Wow.
Then
Can't
they
turn that down.
Then they said if he was successful in getting her pregnant, he would get another 800,000 rupees, which is like $9,600. So you're talking like 15, 16 grand. Clearly, he's a moron because Mangesh thought that someone was going to pay his broke labor, smelly Indian ass $16,000.
Here's the problem. It was so
impregnate a woman.
These guys are so excited, and the deal is so good that they don't even want to tell anyone to ask for advice because they don't want other people to take it from them.
Right.
So it's one of those
If it
deals.
is real, right? What if it is real? And then
He's not going to seek out advice from friends or other people to see if it's a scam because he's just like, I can't tell anyone about this.
Right.
He doesn't want them to swoop in.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the off chance. Yeah.
So it works similar to like what a US scam is, where like they say, hey, we have a check for you, but we need you, or we're going to overpay you and you need to send some back, or blah, blah. So how it worked is they then asked him to fork out 16,000 rupees. And that included some court documents, a safety deposit, and then a tax. And
it's all legal business, right?
Yeah.
Because they got to file court documents.
Yeah, you got to file court documents. It's all got to be on the up and up, Mangesh, and we need your
It's
money.
$192.
It was 20, yeah, it
1
was
month
like
salary.
1 month salary for Mangesh. So he sent it to him, and then of course nothing happened. And how they kept him. Oh, this is the best part.
Oh, that
They
guy
sent- they
waiting
sent him
waiting by the phone for that call is like so you're so anxious.
Yeah, they sent
refreshing
him all
every
these-
5 seconds.
Oh yeah, he was waiting by the phone. So they sent him this this like official looking birth agreement, and look at the signature that it's signed by. It's signed by Oprah Winfrey.
It's just a PDF, that they
It's
like.
so-
made.
Oh, it's the fakest thing you've ever seen in your life.
That's the pregnancy verification form from
Yeah.
from Baby Birth Club.
Yeah. And I think that's like a white baby up there too.
It's stock images from Google.
Yeah,
Put it back up. I want to
documents.
read that. I want to read it. It says, I can confirm I am pregnant or I'm adopting week of childbirth. Okay. Okay. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Well, and the job is Baby Birth Club.
Right.
So and then how they would keep him on the string is they would then send him photos of 7 or 8 women and being like, Mangesh, what do you think of these 8 women? Which one would you like to have
Oh,
sex with
He
for
gets to pick.
$15,000? And he's like,
Wow.
he's rubbing his hands together like, I get the pick. And that's how they kept him on the line.
Number 3.
Yeah. Can I do 2?
I don't know.
Hey, if you need me to
He
do
starts
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts thinking pretty big of himself there. He's like,
Yeah.
4's not good enough for me.
Oh, his ego is sky high.
This scam works. Oh my, it's such an effective.
And you start spending the money you haven't made too. This guy's in the hole now.
So then they said that they transferred the money to his bank account. They showed him some fake bank account, and that the money was on hold until he paid $12,600 as income tax. And then when he was like, hey, where's my money? I don't see it. Then they threatened that the income tax authorities would raid his house and arrest him. So they threatened it with like all this legal stuff to scare him. And that's how the scam works. And what's funny is in the article, the BBC person that was doing this whole research said that while they were talking to him, someone else called him and they were like, yes, Sandeep sir was actually a con man. I'm the real person.
They tried to get him again.
They tried to get him again. Yeah, because they knew Mangesh.
Send me the money now.
So you can take our old leads.
Yeah.
We've already juiced him. See what you can get out of him.
Yeah. Well,
There's
they
8
were
new
trying to get
ones.
another 3,000 rupees out of him, promising
Yeah.
him 90,000.
Oh yeah.
So
God.
yeah. So Mangesh is like, I don't know what to do now. My wife is very angry. She no longer speaks to me. I can't send any money to anybody. They fucked me. So
Fucked him
they arrested 8 men, seized 9 phones, a printer. They're still searching for 18 others, but hundreds of men fell for this, and it's fucking just hilarious.
Success rate was high.
Yeah.
I love that. Hell yeah. All right, guys, let's talk airlines real quick. This is absolutely nuts to me, what happened yesterday. But a federal judge blocked JetBlue Airways' proposed $3.8 billion acquisition of, and I wouldn't guess it's worth this much, Spirit Airlines. Okay. Yeah. They were going to come together.
Why'd they block it?
Well, it's kind of crazy for why they blocked it, because they felt like it would be against competitive business, right? It was a monopoly thing. It was an antitrust thing.
Can't have all the cheap airlines under one umbrella.
Well, this is what's fucked up about it, dude. So here's some data. So this would have made JetBlue and Spirit, which I guess it would have just kept the name, probably JetBlue. It would have made them, I think, a little smaller than the fourth largest airline. So it would have made them the fifth largest airline, which is
so not even in the top 3, and they blocked it.
Just 10% of the market share is all it's giving them. But a judge essentially said, this is why it's so fucking unfair. A judge essentially said, well, if they merge, then the prices will go up, and these dog shit airlines need to stay dog shit. There needs to be a dog shit airline, and we can't let these guys not be dog shit.
Yeah, you have to have a D tier.
Yeah, the judge
end up off Spirit, but he basically was like, we need to keep all the poors in one place and not have them mingle with the rich.
Yeah, effectively,
right?
the judge said Spirit is a small airline.
We don't want some Spirit folk getting on other planes here.
Spirit's like affordable housing.
Right.
I want them on my United flight.
Effectively, it's fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't do this when American Airlines merged with fucking what was it? United Airlines merged with Continental back in 2010, and then U.S. Airways merged with American Airlines in 2013.
Well, those are already
class and class can merge, Pat.
That's already upper echelon, okay?
Yeah,
Let's not.
Dude, it's fucked up. I mean, essentially, this is what they told them. They said, "You're trash. You stay trash because we need trash. All the richies can keep making. They can actually do what they want, but you two poors can't get together." I guess they said that essentially JetBlue is a maverick airline, and this would mean that they're going to raise their prices if they get together. It's absolutely fucking insane, if you ask me. It's kind of nuts. Here's what's crazy. So, Spirit's share price fell 47%, right? But JetBlue's share price closed up 5%. So essentially, they were essentially like, "Good, you didn't know that trash in the house. This is the best thing that ever happened to you."
Because Spirit was dropping before, right? Didn't they have a lot of plane problems or something? Like
cancellations.
Is it a potential that JetBlue like tanked the deal on purpose because like Spirit was gonna
pay the judge
having so much trouble?
Dude. So JetBlue had to pay Spirit $70 million and its shareholders $400 million if the deal got blocked, and it did. So JetBlue's on the hook for $470.
Damn, they all got
fucked. But their stock's so low, they probably lost more than that. It's like theoretically, if the stock is so low, wouldn't Spirit have to make it up by raising the prices of their flights anyways, defeating the purposes?
Well, so I mean, this doesn't look good. This is definitely an acute situation, right? I guess like to drop 47%, essentially just because they look like the ugliest girl at the party, right?
I guess people think they're going to not make it, Mark, right? Like to your point, they would have to raise prices because if investors feel like they're going to go broke, but that's just Wall Street. That's just Wall Street speculating. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to really go broke.
But they have to react to the fact that they just lost a ton of money and valuation in the stock.
Well, they're getting paid that back by JetBlue from this. I
think they probably lost more than $400 million. Yeah. They lost 50% of their stock price. They got to be worth more than $800 million. If
it'll come back up. It's not going to.
They were going to get bought for $3.8 billion. So if you half that, that's $1.9 billion. Even if that was a sweetheart deal, let's call it $1.5 billion that they're worth at Spirit. Or like, I mean.
But people are going to buy the dip. It's not going to sit at its all.
Yeah, but still, I think the judge made a foolish decision, and now Spirit's going to have to react to it anyways.
Right. Well, look, the Spirit shareholders get $400 million. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And if you want to play the stock market, this is pretty clever because right now Alaskan, right, is trying to potentially merge with Hawaiian for $1.9 billion. And if that gets approved, that would give Alaska 8% of the airline market, right, which is pretty close. It's not exact. It's a little smaller, but it's pretty close to the deal that JetBlue and Spirit just tried to do. So I don't know. I would imagine a judge, if it blocked this one, is probably going to block that one, which is fucked up because the big four got through and they're just fucking counting cash. Well, you know.
And they got bailed out.
They got bailed out. Anyway, that's the show, man. Yeah. Check out Let's Go. It's a great sports show. It's us talking sports. We got into it today. It was a lot of fun. Also, we have the Heim Hour, which ironically we talked sports, but we also broke down which actors in the most sports movies. The answer may surprise you. And we talk about a little-known situation, a Married with Children spinoff that is probably going to be Wes's, not a spinoff, but a ripoff that came out in the 90s, starring Kevin Connolly, called Unhappily Ever After. That's probably going to be Wes's new favorite show. Watching reruns of it. It's made for Wes. We'll talk about that. It's great, great package of bonus content. Patreon.com/hardfactor. Check it out. Get up there. Have a great fucking day.